What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 81st game of the Chicago Bulls season, and that means there are very few injury reports left to provide for you guys. That could be a good thing for some people, disappointing for others. But today, we've got a game, or I guess an injury report for the Chicago Bulls and the Dallas Mavericks ahead of our big game together. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this game will mean a lot for the Dallas Mavericks compared to the Chicago Bulls. Dallas, I believe, are in a position to secure a play-in spot. Again, they could get it done. Let's see if they do. And the Bulls have secured their play-in spot, so they have a big decision to make. Will they rest some of their players heading into the play-in tournament, or will they play some of those players to hopefully build momentum into the play-in tournament? A lot of questions with not a lot of answers. However, we will find out, obviously, closer to the game. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and their chances to beat the Dallas Mavericks over in Dallas, with of course potentially some of our players missing this game. So again, a little bit of a bizarre injury report to provide for you guys today for both the Dallas Mavericks and the Chicago Bulls side of things, but of course it is extremely important to bring it to your attention. So let's start off with some of the key players that is listed as questionable to play, and that is going to start off with Zach LaVine. Due to rest purposes, he could be listed as questionable to play. Not surprised, again, 50-50 chance. You just don't know at this point where the Bulls' direction is going to go. Will they go towards trying to build momentum? Do they think that they need momentum? Or would they prefer to rest players like Zach LaVine, who has played a lot of games recently, and same with DeMar DeRozan and etc.? Would you consider resting them for a couple of games to make sure that by the time our playing game does come around, we are refreshed? What we saw with basically the Bulls getting a week off post the All-Star break, they came back and had an incredible stretch of games. And that obviously was included with Patrick Beverley coming into the team as well. So maybe it is a worthy consideration to discuss potentially resting some of these guys for games that arguably don't matter. So that's an interesting concept. We'll wait and see what they do. Obviously, as I mentioned, DeMar DeRozan, due to rest as well, will be listed as questionable to play against the Dallas Mavericks. So there you go. That's your two best scorers essentially coming into the fray, are potentially missing this game for rest purposes. I've got to be honest. Looking at how DeMar DeRozan has played most of his career, I can't see him missing this game. I don't know if that's just me, but I've always felt and I've always seen DeMar DeRozan as a guy that's willing to play every single game he possibly can. Even if the game doesn't mean much towards the grand scheme of things, I think he wants to redeem himself after a very bad performance against the Milwaukee Bucks, I would say as well. I can see DeMar DeRozan playing this game. I'm not sure if I could say the same about Zach LaVine. I've heard Zach LaVine say countless times if he's able to play, he will play. But at the same time, Zach LaVine did have a very big knee injury at the beginning of the season that he was still working with. And although he does seem to be 100% at this point, it could be a worthy discussion to rest Zach LaVine. But I can't see DeMar DeRozan sitting this game. But you never know. Question was 50-50. Maybe both of them will sit. Maybe both of them will play. We'll wait and see what ends up happening in that game against Dallas. And Alex Caruso, with the only legitimate injury on this team, because of his foot injury, is listed as questionable to play against the Dallas Mavericks. Again, I think Alex Caruso is the one that needs to rest, to be honest. I think if there's any person that should be missing these games, it's Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso is a guy that I'm not worried about in terms of trying to get himself psyched up for a big game and a play-in tournament game, because the guy's been in a championship team. He knows what it's like to get himself hyped up for these types of games. So I'm not worried about Alex Caruso, I guess, coming into this play-in tournament game. I'm assuming it's going to be against the Raptors, and stinking up the joint or not coming with the same energy that everybody else comes with. I'm absolutely not worried about that with Alex Caruso. So I would advise that hopefully he could rest for the next two games. There's no need to aggravate anything. There's no need to hopefully get him any more hurt than he actually is, because we're going to need him in these big games in the play-in tournament. So I would hope that he would be the one resting, but of course, you never know. There was also talks about Vucevic potentially missing this game. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure Vucevic has played every single game for the Chicago Bulls this season. He's played 80 games out of a potential 82. Now, if I was Nikola Vucevic, and look, this is just my thought process, I would just want to play the whole season now. I would just want to play all 82 games just to say, hey, look, I played all 82 games. It shows a little bit more of, look, I'm very, very much durable. I'm able to play every single game. I'm able to put up great numbers or very good numbers at this stage in my career. And it could potentially mean just a tad bit more towards a contract extension, or, of course, going to a different team who is willing to give him the money that the Bulls may not. So all of that's very interesting in my opinion. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But when you move over into the Dallas Mavericks side of things, they only have 2 injury reports that I'm aware of, and it's 2 of their biggest players that could potentially miss this game. We'll start off with Kyrie Irving, listed as probable to play against the Chicago Bulls. Probable is a 75% chance he will play, with a 25% chance he will miss this game. Kyrie Irving is a great player. We all know that. He has a little bit of controversy towards his entire NBA career, and we can't hide away from that, and a lot of people will obviously hold that against him. But when you're looking at an on-court player, there is not many that is more talented than Kyrie Irving. His ability to get past defenders, his dribbling, again, his ability to fake people out, it is a great ability to have. Not to mention he's a fantastic scorer. But of course, we have seen already in the past, he has struggled against the Chicago Bulls this season. I think he produced one of these worst performances of all time in one of our games between the Brooklyn Nets and the Chicago Bulls. I think he had 4 points on the night. And that is not something you expect from Kyrie Irving. So look, I'm hoping the Bulls can replicate that performance. I hope all of our guards have great responsibility on Kyrie Irving, and hopefully he has a bad night. Because if we can take Kyrie Irving out of the game, who has been probably the more productive player between Luka and Kyrie Irving at this point, when they've both been together, well, then you have a great chance of winning that game. But speaking of Luka Doncic, one of my personal favorite players, Luka Doncic is going to be probable to play in this game against the Bulls as well. 75% chance he will play this game, with a 25% chance he will miss this game. Now, as an NBA fan, I want Luka Doncic to play, because the Bulls don't get the opportunity to see Luka Doncic 4 games a season. We only get to see him twice, and he missed the first game. I do not want to see him miss the second game, but obviously if you're a Bulls fan and you still want to try and win every single game possible, you'd probably want to have, I guess, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving both miss this game. But as an NBA fan, as someone that really does rate and love watching Luka Doncic play, I want to see him play against this Bulls team. I want to see him perform. I think he's a fantastic player. Probably the player of the future to watch out for. He's an incredible player to watch. Super entertaining. And I think he makes the Dallas Mavericks extremely enjoyable to watch, in all fairness as well. So, yeah. And look, it's a big game for them, I would say. Look, I don't know the exact standings. Maybe they don't have a chance to get into the play-in tournament. But as of now, I think they still do. And I could be wrong on that, but if they do, then I expect them both to play this game, and that's why they're listed more as probable than questionable. But that's it in terms of the Chicago Bulls injury updates and the Dallas Mavericks injury updates. I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments below, and thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.